we've got a question to microphone number 2.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. This question's from Craig Caulfield.
Welcome back, Craig.
Yeah, thank you very much. First, I would like to congratulate the team, and I think it was Miss Atlas mainly, for putting together the REM report. It's a lot. There's a lot of work that's gone into it. I've read every page of it. You'll see all my notes in here. And so it did make it easier to understand. I won't say it was easy, and these REM reports need further simplification if it can be done, but I can see a lot of work has gone into it. A couple of comments, and you correct me if I'm wrong here, but my understanding is the retail bank division was previously run jointly by Ms Carnegie and Mr Hand.
Not quite, if it's okay to jump in.
Sure.
Yeah, no, not quite. The ANZ Plus, which was the development of the new technology platform for digital banking, that was run by Miley, and Australian Retail and Commercial was a combined unit under Mark Hand.
Okay, and am I right to say then Ms Carnegie has accountability, stewardship over that retail area?
Yeah, we've done a restructure, Craig. So what we've done is we've combined the ANZ Plus technology platform with the retail bank, because ultimately it will become a core part of the retail bank. And then we've split out the commercial part into a separate division. We announced last week the appointment of a new head of the commercial division, but in the interim, Shane has been running that.
Yeah, okay, thank you for that explanation. I understand that. It seemed, when I'm looking at it, even through the mistakes that I made there, I correlated that when Ms Carnegie was not involved in that retail division, ANZ was underperforming vis-a-vis to their peers, the 4 major banks, in obtaining new loans or the length of time to process a loan application. And it seems that you've sped the times up and rectified some things. Is that a result of Ms Carnegie's leadership there, or is there other factors?
Well, certainly Marley's been a key contributor to that, but I think in fairness we'd have to say it's the wider team as well. It's a team business. There's been a huge amount of work has been underway to restore our home loan momentum, and indeed we made a commitment to you as shareholders that we would look to get back to growth and indeed to be growing in line with the majors by the end of last financial year, and we hit that milestone in September. So the huge effort has gone on at the working level, at the management level, at the executive, and I would say, you know, it is a classic case that it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a lot of people to do it, but full marks to Miley. She's the ultimate accountable executive for the performance of the division, and so she deserves the credit and the praise for how we've managed to recover it, as indeed I'd pay tribute to Shane for his leadership in addressing this issue.
Okay, thank you for that. And question section is the APRA capital reserve 500 million enforceable undertaking. You know, I'm still disappointed ANZ is the only major bank that wouldn't release that. That doesn't show great culture, accountability, transparency. But nonetheless, you know what's included in that report, and you're using it as a measurement tool. We just don't have sight of that. I would like to see greater metrics, customer feedback, you know, customer complaints, IDR, customer advocate, all, and there's different there now. How many cases go to AFCA? What is the average length of time? What's the average compensation? How many cases go to court? There's other metrics that can be included, but I would love to see all the banks have an annual report, a standard single page within this that said, here are the metrics, and this is where we stand, and go beyond, you know, net promoter score is, to me, is misleading.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll take your feedback. A number of the metrics you're talking about, actually, AFCA does present, but we'll take your feedback and think about it. And can I assure you that the APRA capital overlay gets a huge amount of focus from the board and management. We discussed it at the risk committee, we discussed it at the board, and Shane has an extensive program underway to look to get to the stage where we can have it released. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Just to comment on, you mentioned AFCA. They have a data cube, so there's a lot of information that you can compare banks.
Correct.
What there's not in the AFCA data cube is the large, serious home lending cases Mr Sanderson raised before. We can't see what's happening there. It's a misleading omission.
Okay, well, thank you for the feedback.
Cheers.